Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today, let's talk about the role of Ketu in the D9 division. What this Ketu represents in the Navamsha division. And get ready. It's very exciting to even announce here. Get ready. This is a series of 3 videos. The 3 things Ketu is showing you in life. 3 things the Ketu's Navamsha represents in your journey. And it's not about the current journey, it's about the past roots, the past life roots, your deep habits, your learning, your wisdom, what you are carrying in this life. So stay tuned, it's going to be very interesting. So today's topic is what Ketu shows about love. What do you need to heal in love, marriage, and relationships? Before we start, I just want to say one thing. So there are a few people, of course, YouTube, being on YouTube is itself about inviting sometimes hate as well. So there are these few people, handful people, they say it's Navamsha, it's not Navamsha. But bro, Navamsha is right, Navamsha is also right. Navamsha is not the wrong pronunciation. I know what you're trying to tell me, that अरे ये लड़की नवमांश को नवमशा बोलती है तो इसको आता ही क्या होगा, right? I can understand that. But it's high time that you stop looking at astrology through the outdated lens of age, gender, language, and region. And in this line, you have the answer why Navamsha is also the right pronunciation. So yeah, that's I really wanted to say something today because it's been irritating me from some time. So what Ketu represents about love, about relationships. Let's say you have a tail. It's funny, but let's say you have a tail, a long tail. And that long tail represents your wisdom. It's a very integral part of you and who you are. So now if you leave a room, the last thing which leaves is your tail. It lingers in the past. It lingers in the previous space. And that is what Ketu represents in your life. The wisdom, the lessons you have learned, how you have been evolving in life, the work you have done. But also in that process of learning, in that process of going through a certain experience, it shows the pain, the fatigue, the very tired energy. It shows the suffering you went through in learning that. And that suffering lingers. That pattern through which you learn something, that pattern repeats, that situation repeats. And this is what we are looking into today's video. That is Ketu showing what you have experienced in love. Ketu shows the wounds in love you carry, and that is what you need to heal. So Ketu in Navamsha with respect to marriage, love, relationships, your love language, it shows the repetitive patterns in love, a situation which repeats, meeting certain people who are very similar. You might have noticed that you meet people who are very similar in their ways, in their behaviors, repeating kind of people, repeating situations in love. The wounds you are healing in love, certain internal emotional wounds with respect to love, relationships, you are healing that. How to heal that, and how the past experiences are influencing your present, the past relationship experiences influencing your current experiences, your feeling, your choices. And also there's one thing which is about ancestors. How was the marriage of different people? the different relatives, the family, their marriage, their relationships, their family life, and how it influences your belief system in love, your belief system in marriage. We will talk about ancestors much later, but today let's just see the past wounds, what you have experienced in love, and how it impacts you in the present. What do you need to heal in love? Let's get started. Hey everyone, if you have Ketu in Aries Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Aries in the D9 chart, let's see what you need to heal in love and relationships. So, it shows a soul's journey in love and marriage, where constantly you were losing yourself in the relationship, your very identity, your very ideology, your freedom was given up in love. You have lost yourself so many times, who you are and what do you desire? What do you want? Your freedom, your ability to take right actions for yourself. It's like giving yourself to someone in such a way that you lost your very own identity. This is a big wound you carry in love. And in this life, you definitely fear losing yourself when it comes to relationship. And because of that, you may try to, transform your relationship in such a manner that everything is being dictated by you. I'm not saying you are dominant, but there's a deep fear of losing yourself. So you may try to make everything about how you want, how you desire. So that is a struggle you are going to see in your relationship. In the very repetitive patterns with respect to love, it was always not losing yourself. It was about when you get into a connection, when you fall in love with someone, you go through many changes. Your personality will go through many changes. You will evolve, you will learn, you will have new wisdom in your life. So love here is about transforming your identity. It's not losing it. I think the love will change you, but it's not about like completely changing you with respect to your personality, but it's a constant evolution. You will rediscover your identity through love. This is what you are experiencing in this life. So what needs to heal with respect to love is definitely you're giving a part of yourself to someone, a part of your life to someone in a connection. But don't think that you are losing yourself. I think in love, what you are learning here is surrender. Surrendering yourself in a relationship. Don't take it as losing yourself. So there's a fear of losing control over self when it comes to love. Healing that aspect of life. There is this inner resistance to surrender. Everything about love, relationship, or the partner may make you feel triggered. It looks like some kind of a threatening situation. The intimacy looks like threatening to you. That needs to go. That inner resistance, that recklessness, that irritation needs to go. And the love demands surrender. I'm not saying that you should surrender in a way that you keep on making mistakes. See, Ketu is also about wisdom. Your wisdom will always guide you what is right, what is wrong, how to know about the red flags. You have that wisdom. Use that. Ketu in Aries is about great wisdom about self, and use it in the right place at the right time. So Ketu in Aries Navamsha is about learning to grow and evolve with your partner. You are rediscovering your identity through love. The love will change you. The love will entirely change your perspective in life. Unlearning who you were and learning the true self and evolving of the true self in love happens. And also about your wounds, about your repetitive patterns in love, and what you need to heal, that can be clearly shown even by Mars, because you have Ketu in Mars, a Mars sign. So look where the Mars is placed in the D9 chart. That will also hold a great clue. What are you letting go in relationships? What are you healing in relationships? And definitely Ketu in Aries shows one thing: let go the anger which you may have with your very own self, your own failures, where you were letting down yourself in a certain situation. There is anger towards self that needs to go, and that initiates a great healing in love. It makes your bond better in love. Ketu shows residual anger which interferes in connections. If you have Ketu in the Taurus Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Taurus in the D9, what you're trying to heal in your relationships is the materialistic aspect of the connection. Relationships were all about two things. First is the wealth involved in the relationship. It was about, secondly, the family values, maintaining, preserving the family values, maintaining and maybe even enhancing the wealth. So the relationships were transactional, or relationships were, the love, the connection was all about the materialistic gains. So in this life, with respect to love, marriage, I think the finances may become a big hindrance. The partner may expect a lot from you financially, or you may find it difficult to sometimes work towards the wealth, to work towards the assets and the finances in the connection, the resources required in a marriage to create a stable life. So wealth, or maybe something about the familial tradition which needs to be followed rigorously in the marriage, you may have challenges with that, because Ketu shows a past journey where the marriage was all about the burden of the family values. This should be followed, that needs to be followed, and somehow what you wanted, what you valued in love, it was lost. In the past, Ketu shows a journey, repetitive patterns of love where it was all about the wealth. Maybe it was also about intimacy, about looking at the very superficial things in relationship. How beautiful my partner is, what value this person adds in my life, and how uplifted I feel through this person's beauty and through this person's assets. So it was based on these things. And now in this life, you're looking for the real meaning in love, the love which enhances the quality of life, the love which enhances you, the love which makes you very, very happy. That kind of strength you want in this journey. But the finance, the value, the family traditions may act like a lot of hindrance in love. And also the stability in love and relationships is being challenged with this placement. For some people, it could also be, no matter how good you are, still your value is not being seen in the connection. And this is the wound you may carry in love. No matter how good you are, it goes unnoticed. So you have a lesson here, and this is the healing as well. Do not stay in those situations and love connections where you are not valued. You have to leave. Ketu shows let go the people, the places where your love is not being valued. And also it shows a tendency to be very stagnant with respect to love and marriage. It's like, I cannot move from here, I cannot change things. You start expecting the good from a place, a person who is not helping you at all. So it brings that stagnancy in the connection. So stop holding on to familiar things. Even if that thing doesn't bring love and joy in your life, that healing needs to happen. Further, you have Ketu as in the sign of Venus, in the Navamsha of Venus. Do see how the Venus is placed in the D9 chart. The placement of Venus, in which sign it is placed, in which house it is placed, that will show the true healing in the connection. How will be your relationship? What all things you are letting go in the relationship? What kind of healing you deserve in this life? So Venus shows the direction of healing. And you have Ketu in the Navamsha of Venus. So you are definitely finding the true love in this life. A love which do have a meaning, a love which is not dependent upon the financial growth, which doesn't depend upon what money you bring on the table or what the other person bring on the table. A love which is beyond the physical looks. So that kind of love you're looking for. Ketu in Gemini Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Gemini in the D9 chart. The first thing straight away I want to say is that you have lost your voice when it comes to love and relationships. This is the very history of your soul, your journey in love, that you have lost your words, your voice, what's your take in the relationship. You were being silenced, or you were in this tremendous shock that you were short of words. You couldn't express yourself. You couldn't express what you want, what you desire, how you feel, out of the fear of losing someone in love. Just opposite to it, Rahu in Sagittarius Navamsha. What is right, what is wrong in love? There is a struggle with that. What is good for you and what is not good for you in relationship, a lost sense of that, losing your faith in the connection. So there has been this lack of words, lack of the ability to say what you want, because there's a fear of losing people, losing love. There is this a wound of manipulation the soul goes through, a very deep internal wound of knowing that the other person is manipulating me, but somehow you tolerate it. There is a past life pattern in love where the connections were very short term. They looked great. There was excitement in love, but somehow people you met in love, in marriage, it was like a trade. It was like some transaction. Short term, they seek something from you and then they vanished. They kind of brought lack of faith in you. So the relationships in this life looks very confusing. There is a deep need to find depth in the relationship. This is what you are healing in love. I want depth. I don't want to overthink. I don't want to keep on, figuring out what this person wants in relationship, how to keep this person happy. You want that heart-to-heart connection where you don't have to try to find answers. You have to constantly keep guessing what this person wants, why this person reacted this way. So the Ketu shows a lot of scarring here. Scars of constantly figuring out, what this person wants, how this person is feeling. Will this person change now because I did this mistake? I said something, so I hope this person doesn't change. So that fear of the other person changing very quickly, that is the wound you carry. That is the repetitive patterns you have seen in love where the people changed very quickly. You felt you were the one, because of you they changed. They changed because of their own mindset. So Ketu in Gemini Navamsha is about a lot of over analyzing everything in love, over assessing everything, overthinking about the relationship, about the partnership, and what your partner is doing, thinking, over analyzing this person's actions and words. You have to learn to talk, to communicate in the relationship. You have done this. You have done this, but the fear is not going away. There's so much of confusing energy when it comes to love. Attracting partners who are also very confusing. Attracting partners who glorify their actions like they have done something great, but what they are doing is abandoning you and trying to glorify that action. You have gone through that. So it shows a deep healing of communication and a deep healing of the restless mind. Not to overthink in love, to see the reality, what's there in front of you, and you will get the answer. You will know what is happening. You don't have to overthink. Overthinking comes from a desire of losing, like you overthink in love because you feel you will lose the other person. No matter what, I have to make this happen. I have to keep this person in my life. Overthinking comes from the fear of losing something. Let go that fear. Let go of the feeling of uncertainty in love. That healing will come in your life. And do see where Mercury is placed, in which Navamsha it is placed, in which house it is placed. That house is the root, the sign, how to heal in the relationship. What all areas of life are about where you have to communicate better in the relationship. Ketu in the Cancer Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of moon in the D9 chart. Out of all the Navamshas, Ketu in the Cancer Navamsha carries so much of the past life wounds, past journeys, emotions like no one else. Ketu in Cancer Navamsha shows resolving your own emotional challenges from many journeys. It shows a constant work which is about taking care of your emotions, not allowing your emotions to completely destroy you, like drowning in your emotions, drowning in your own ideas, challenging ideas, trying to create security in your relationships. And for that security, like I want this security, I want this place for myself. But in order to receive it, I tend to destroy everything around me. It's not about you destroying others, but you destroying your own things, your own happiness just to get security. That inability to grow in connections, because the heart wants, the mind wants security. This is my place, this is my person, and that's it. But you're not focusing on the other aspects of life where you also have to grow, where you have to go out of your comfort zone to learn new things in life. Ketu in Cancer Navamsha shows a repetitive pattern of finding security and living in that security, but at one point that fades away, that security goes away from you. Like too much of leaning towards someone in love, leaning towards the other person so much that you don't know how to take care of your very own self. Like depending too much on others for nourishment, for love. This might be a repetitive pattern in this life because somehow you have ignored your very own emotions. How can you take care of your own mind, your own emotions, where you can take decisions without getting validation from others, without depending on others? It shows also a journey in love where you have been constantly the caretaker for people, loving them, healing them. There are two things which comes from this. Either you were someone who was loving, taking care of everyone, but not your own needs, not your very own self, or it has a pattern of depending on others for love, for nourishment, for shelter, that you forgot to take care of yourself. So both can go hand in hand. But overall, it is the ignorance of self, giving too much to others, or maybe depending too much on others. So that's why what you are healing in this life with respect to Ketu in Cancer Navamsha, especially with respect to marriage and love, is to have your very own opinion, to have your very own security, to be emotionally independent, not over relying on someone, not giving your complete self to someone, that person holds the key to you, the key to your destruction, the key to your problems. So, Ketu in Cancer Navamsha shows when it comes to love, managing your love. And you know who needs your love. You're a very caring person, but people misusing your love against you. People using your emotional vulnerabilities against you, feeling tied in connections emotionally, no matter how hard these connections are, because you are emotionally attached. So it's so hard to give up on that relationships, and then you lose yourself. You become dependent on your person to get that validation and love. So, leaving these places to go out of the comfort zone of a relationship, this is what the soul is learning, to be yourself. You have Rahu in Capricorn. There is so much about work, ambition, self development, which you have to do in this life. And for that, you have to go out of the connections and relationships where maybe the other person is also so dependent on you emotionally and you're constantly giving. So, where to stop? This is what you are learning. And see how the moon is placed in the Navamsha, in which house, in which sign. That will show the emotional bonding with the partner. That will show what needs to heal in the connection, how to take care of yourself in the connection. A lot of people may even deal with manipulative partners, Ketu in the Cancer Navamsha. And when you don't know how to rely on your own emotions, you will fall for that manipulation. So, knowledge of self, knowledge of your mind, emotions, having a grip on your emotions is very significant. And also for the Ketu in Cancer Navamsha, one thing is for sure, even for the people who have Ketu in the Leo Navamsha, any kind of a secret about your family, something not so you're proud of, your secrets, something about, like every family, they have certain problems. So when you talk about that problem to someone, a partner, a person in marriage, that person may use that against you, especially if the moon is afflicted, your vulnerability, something about family which you're not very proud of, it's a problem, that thing will be used against you. So sharing info about your family, you have to be careful. Ketu in the Leo Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Leo in the D9 chart. For you, the first thing I would like to say, the repetitive patterns in love is about you being at the very center stage. You are this beautiful person, full of grace, full of value, full of a great name to yourself. Like people are so attracted to you when it comes to love and marriage. People are so attracted to you, even in the past journeys. There was so much of admiration, but it's like taking your light away and then leaving you behind. It's not about the love that will last long. It was not about giving the value you truly deserve, giving you the very attention and the love you truly deserve. Ketu in Leo Navamsha is about a big identity issue when it comes to love, where your very true self, where your very true identity is not being respected. So, in this journey, you may always try to show how good you are, how nice you are, how wonderful you are, always trying to prove your worth to the other person, maybe your partner, maybe your marriage partner, the relationship, the lover, anyone. Constantly trying to prove yourself. See how good I look. See how lovely I am. See how I can cook great food. I can do this. I can do that. I'm so admirable. I'm so great. Always showing that and still being challenged in the relationship. Still the other person not understanding your worth. So it is about your worth which is challenging. The worth is being ignored. The worth is being not given value. So you are afraid that in this journey you may lose your value in the connection with time. You may have a fear that today my partner is very drawn towards me, but tomorrow this person will lose their interest. There is a very strong wound of being rejected despite of being so good, despite of being so nice, despite of being giving yourself to other person, making that person happy, still being rejected, still being forgotten, still the other person is not valuing enough. So that is the wound which you have to heal. You have to really learn that you know your worth. You know who you are. The other person will not decide your worth. You are truly lovable in this life. You are someone who needs to be celebrated. And if someone is not giving you the value, you don't have to lose your heart. You don't have to lose yourself to prove that person's, no, I am good and you have to love me back. So that chase needs to be stopped to prove yourself to everyone. You may deal with people in love, in relationships, who carry a fake ego. They have a very fake, fragile ego. If you don't do things as per them, you will be discarded. This is what you feel, and this is what you might have experienced. You may deal with people who may not even have their own identity. They don't know who they are. Even they don't know what they're doing in life. Yet they feel entitled to have you in their life. They feel entitled to get respect from you, despite of them being nothing, despite of them being not knowing who they are and what they want in life. Their ego is so huge. Dealing with ego in relationships, dealing with competition in relationships, comparing themselves to you, to your talents. So Leo is about sun. See where the sun is placed in the Navamsha, in which sign it is placed. That shows where you have to work with respect to your identity, where you have to truly heal and admire yourself. Take full pride in who you truly are. You must respect yourself, number one. And in this life, you may attract a lot of attention. So many people attracted to your beauty, your way of living, how nice you are. But do they respect you? Do they value you? Or they are just here to take your light, take the good things from you and then vanish? So the need of being validated and valued and being respected from the partner, it's important, but that should not be the very core of relationship. You must heal this aspect of your life, that I want to be admired by my partner. Or maybe if I won't be good anymore, the partner may leave me. That wound of not being so great enough anymore, not youthful anymore, not radiant, not successful anymore. So I will lose my partnership. Ketu and Leo is a very deep soul connection. in the Navamsha, inviting a deep soul understanding. This is what you are here for. So do check how the sun is placed. And you don't have to lose yourself. You have to stand for your dignity in the connection. Someone disrespecting for what you do, the nice things you do. People, you may find people who are jealous. There's a pattern of attracting partners who are jealous of your success. So they may devalue you then. So you have to be having this confidence who you are, what you want in love, and what you don't want in love. This will really protect you. And again, I did said that for Ketu in the Cancer Navamsha people too, that if you have certain struggles with parents, with family, so not everything needs to be shared with the other person, because some people may use that against you. If sun is afflicted in the Navamsha, then the partner may use your family information, your highs and lows against you. Ketu in the Virgo Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Virgo in the D9 chart. Ketu here shows a repetitive pattern of living in a connection, in a marriage, which is about like a duty. It's like being stuck in a certain contract and you cannot get out of it. Like living in a marriage, living in a connection which was not fruitful, which was not helping you to feel happy, to feel stable, to feel connected, yet you continued those connections or marriage out of duty, out of something which you have to do anyhow. So it's like the love looks like a punishment, a connection looks like a punishment, because things are not so great in that, yet you continue to live in that connection because of familiarity, because of a certain contract, a certain duty, and you feel that things are so heavy in that connection. This is the past life pattern, repetitive pattern of living in connections or love which is just about duty, but it has lost its very essence. It triggers you, it brings the worst out of you. It also shows a journey in love, and definitely you have to heal that. Ketu in the Virgo Navamsha is everything should be aligned. Everything should be the way I want to. Everything should be organized and perfect. But love doesn't works that way. Love is passion. Love is uncertain. Love shows that you have to give space to the other person. The other person have to give space to you to be your very own self. That space in love is missing. That need to grow in connection. Something which is monotonous. Every day looks monotonous and same in a connection. This is what you are experiencing. I want everything to be the way I want to, or I want everything to be aligned. Everything, every day in love looks great to me. Like it is familiar to me. Nothing should be beyond my comfort zone. So you're looking for that maybe even in this life as well. Ketu and Virgo Navamsha, things in love should be predictable. Things in love should be like a constant. Every day things should be arranged in a great manner. But this is what you are healing and learning, that love offers uncertainty. Love offers a day which is very different from the other one. There can be differences, there can be arguments in the connection too. Things may not be the way you want every time. So learning that uncertainty of life is what you are looking at in this journey. Ketu in the Virgo Navamsha also shows a tendency of attracting partners who may sometimes be very indifferent to your emotions, indifferent to how you feel, not trying to understand what you are going through. someone who just wants you in a role. They want you to be uh, in a perfect role. They want you to be in a certain way. That's it. Someone who expects a lot from you and doesn't expect you to cry, doesn't expect you to go beyond a certain limit. Doesn't you don't This person doesn't want you to ask questions in love, question this person's action. So Virgo is about itself about healing. A marriage which brings duties, responsibilities, a dedicated service to a partner, but being stuck in that and losing the very essence of emotions, sometimes feeling very choked in the connection, because it is all about a certain duty. It's not about celebrating life together. So, repetitive patterns of just duty in relationship, duty in love, no opening up of emotions and understanding each other. Virgo shows a certain debt to be paid in the relationship. You are paying a certain debt since many journeys to your partner in the form of service, in the form of dedication, in the form of hard work and duty, taking up responsibilities for this person and this person's family. But now the soul is too tired. Rahu in Pisces, embracing your intuition, embracing a different path in love. So you're going beyond a certain image you visioned for yourself, and also going beyond a vision your partner expects you to be in this life. To embrace the uncertainty, to flow with life, to flow in love, not to find that perfection. Getting bored in connections is maybe a part of this journey. Getting bored of someone who doesn't allow you to grow. Look at how the Mercury is placed, in which house, in which Navamsha it is placed. It will help you to know what you need to heal in your relationships. Ketu in Libra Navamsha, or you can say Ketu in the sign of Libra in the D9 chart. See, Ketu here shows a past life pattern of over analyzing everything in relationships. You may not even have allowed anyone to take the action in love. Like, okay, you don't do this, I'll do this for you. Okay, you don't have to say anything, I'll say everything to you. Let me do this, let me do that. And even you're not allowing the other person to understand what they want in a connection. It's like over analyzing, always taking care of everything, always taking the first step to do everything right in the relationship. But what happens here? You have Rahu in the Aries Navamsha, working on yourself, working on your identity. A pattern in love where you are not even allowing the other person to reveal their true selves, because everything you did in the relationship, taking care of family, taking care of the other people, the loved ones and your partner, and the very essence in love, the true grounding love which is required in a connection, that was lost. What kind of wound you are healing in love is that you must be respected for who you are. Your love, your beauty, what you do, it needs to be appreciated. It's like you did everything, but it was not being appreciated. It was not being supported very well. Ketu in the Libra Navamsha also shows a journey of feeling validated by others. You will do everything, you will fix everything in other people's life just to be loved, just to be valued and supported enough. It shows a history of the soul working very diligently, strongly towards your loved ones, towards your partner. You have given a lot. Relationship which was transactional, and there is no limit to your transactions. You keep on giving and giving your entire self, your finances, your love, your emotions to someone. But now, like a fire, you have to rise. You have to claim your power, and your personality should grow in this journey. You have attracted people, partners, who may even deny what you do. They know that you are bringing so much on the table, but they don't want to even face you. They don't want to agree to what you are doing. Ketu in the Libra Navamsha, of course, this Libra means marriage, transactions. There's a very deep karma of inequality in the relationships. And in this life, you want equality in whatever you do. You want equality in marriage. The effort you take, the actions you take, the other person have to do the very same thing. You will not settle for a love where you do everything. You are doing the chase, you are maintaining everything, taking care of everything, and the other person just takes the benefit of it. So there's a pattern of overgiving, overdoing. And now in this life, there's a lesson to stop and let that person give you the equality. Let that person give you the justice of what you truly deserve in love and marriage. It is about you being stuck, silent in relationships. This is the pattern of love, being silent in love, because you want everything to be peaceful in the relationship. You want everything to be normal in the relationship. So you will be the one who gives, and you will stay shut, you will stay silent when injustice is being done to you. You have tolerated a lot of injustice in love and marriage. That's what Ketu in the Libra Navamsha is showing. Not just expressing yourself, fighting for your justice never happened. And in this life, you may encounter certain connections where you may feel injustice is being done to you. And the biggest injustice you may do is to your very own self. When you overgive, you overdo, and you know the other person is not giving you back what you are giving. So inequality in what you do in love, in relationships, and you will not settle for that in this journey. You are healing this pattern of giving yourself everything first, not losing yourself in relationships because you just want to keep the relationship stable. So check how the Venus is placed, in which house, in which sign in the Navamsha Venus is placed. That will show you the true healing of your heart. You are healing your heart in this journey, learning to trust your actions, learning to trust yourself again. Let's talk about Ketu in the Scorpio Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Scorpio in the D9 chart. See, with this placement, there's a lot to heal. Ketu in Scorpio Navamsha shows that when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships, there is a pattern, repetitive pattern in love from the very past journeys, which is about accepting the pain from the other person. It is about acceptance of the very unjustified behavior or actions from the other person. In today's world, we call it as the trauma bonding, where there is love, but in love, you are accepting all the pain, all the fear, all the tensions coming from the other person. So Ketu in the Scorpio Navamsha is dealing with trauma bonds. That is a repetitive pattern in love where like for the sake of love you accept so much of pain, even betrayal from the other person, like staying in such places from where you received betrayal and love no more feels safe for you. So you avoid the intimacy, you avoid the very intensity in the connections because you're afraid of the sudden ending in love. You are afraid of the failures in love. You have to see where the Mars is placed in the Navamsha, the house, the sign that will show where you have to really evolve and be courageous and develop a lot of strength in love. You have to overcome, number one, your own overwhelming emotions. You have to overcome your own fears and thoughts, difficult thoughts about relationships. Always imagining the worst case scenarios when it comes to love and relationships. Why it is happening? Because you have this history. This is the past life pattern in love and repetitive patterns even in this journey where love is about tolerating something which you should not. It shows a very deep emotional connection which you develop in love, a very deep, such deep connection. It leads to over depending on someone. It leads to a lot of obsession. You may attract partners who are very obsessed with you, but still they don't treat you the right way. It's not just you carrying some kind of obsession, but it brings people who may have very serious obsession towards you. But that is not healthy. They are not healthy. They are not treating you in a great manner. They expect you to tolerate their nonsense. So this is where you have to leave it behind. This is where you have to break that connection, to create a barrier. What are you healing in love? That is about pain. Tolerating pain is not love. Tolerating insults is not love. Fear of the emotional baggage, that the love brings such emotions, such emotional burden that you lose yourself in that. So you have to work on the safety, the security in the relationship. And you may avoid challenging situations in love. You may don't like how love comes with certain challenges. So you try to hide yourself. You try to hide what you want. You try to hide the very need of love. And you disconnect, you detach, you start to overprotect yourself. But what you have to learn is to heal your emotions, to be in love again, and learning when to draw a line and when to celebrate the love. This is where your soul is healing. Because Ketu and Scorpio Navamsha, Ketu works well in Scorpio. So it shows tremendous healing. I always say when it comes to 8th house, rising like a phoenix. And in this life, you chose to rise like a phoenix because love was something, a marriage, a connection was something which broke your heart into many, many pieces. It really challenged your very identity in a great manner. So it's like the other person is challenging you, but you are on the self-destruction mode because someone is not treating you right, you self-destruct. That is where you have to work. You don't have to really sabotage your own life for someone else. So knowing what is healthy love, that is significant. And the trauma bonding part is very true. because you have learned to live in those places with people who betrayed you constantly, and that is a self betrayal. So, Ketu and Scorpio Navamsha, healing yourself first, healing your very core and foundation, rising from the ashes of past, and say no to the people who are obsessed, because they will never come with healthy love. Anyone who is obsessed, don't confuse that with love. Knowing what healthy love is, this is what is important for you. Protecting yourself is important for you. So do see how the Mars is placed, and that will tell you more about your healing and the pattern of relationships. Ketu in Sagittarius, Navamsha. Or you can say Ketu in the sign of Sagittarius in the D9 chart. So with the Ketu in the Navamsha of Jupiter, that too Sagittarius, there's a past life pattern in love which is about traditions. The traditions, the belief system of family where you were being raised, that deeply influence the relationship. It's like it doesn't matter what is right and wrong for you, but it should align with a certain tradition and philosophy. And in that process, the intimacy, the freedom in the connection was lost. For some people, it is also about that the love, the relationship kept you in a very limited way. It kept you in a very limited ideology. You married for tradition. You were in a relationship which was greatly about a certain philosophy. Somehow it doesn't allow you to express your freedom. So in this life, your freedom is very important. You may not marry out of tradition. You may not be in a relationship where the other person challenges your way of living, your way of living your life, your ideals, your philosophy. Just doing the right thing in a relationship, the right thing as per the people, the society, or what the religion might have demanded. This is also because Sagittarius is about the growth, and that is the spiritual growth more than that. So you're learning a lot about yourself in the connection, your higher self, aligning with your true self. Jupiter is like the inner compass. So aligning with your north. And it is a very difficult process because when you transform spiritually, there's so many inner challenges which you have to go through. So the love, the relationship always looked like it is trying to deeply impact your freedom. It is deeply impacting your growth as an individual. Dealing with a partner, dealing with someone who is like a guru, who acts like a teacher, too preachy, trying to change you. But the experiences you have gone through, it talks about the past experiences in love and marriage. It shows that with love, with marriage, you have learned to align better with your higher self. Sometimes you have given up your freedom, but in that school of marriage or love, you have aligned to the highest self. Ketu and Sagittarius is good. So it shows you have learned your lessons very well. Of course, a lot depends upon where the Jupiter is placed in Navamsha, but you are in the school. Like marriage is a school, relationship is a school, where you are giving up on your freedom to make choices completely. But when you stay in that connection, you align beautifully with your very own self. It brings the best out of you, the wisdom in you. It opens a path to the God. It opens your deep connection to the divine in a great manner. So in this journey, you will You will see people who are very spiritual. You marrying someone, a relationship with someone who is very spiritual, or maybe someone who may have same spiritual quotient, but their religion might be different, their traditions might be different. What are you healing in love? What are you healing in this lifetime about the relationships and marriage and how you experience love? The fear of losing your faith in your very own self, because you have lost your faith many times. Ketu shows constantly re-establishing the faith. In every life, you're working towards your faith on your very own self, faith with respect to the relationship. You may lose, you may give up faith many times when it comes to love, because maybe the partner is too preachy, the other partner is too challenging, controlling. So you feel that you're not growing in life, but you're constantly evolving. There can be some difference in traditions which may act like a foundation in the connection. Just see where the Jupiter is placed. You will attract a partner with whom the spiritual connection, which is the understanding, is significant. And this understanding is irrespective of finance, irrespective of responsibility. Knowing the true self of each other is significant. See how the Jupiter is placed and in which sign, in which house it is placed in Navamsha. That will show you how to improve the connection. That will show you the true challenge in the connection. Ketu in Capricorn Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Capricorn in the D9 chart. You are carrying a wound which is about duty and responsibility. And also there is a sense of unworthiness, that I'm not too good for love. I don't deserve love. Because that comes from the constant bad behavior of the other person, other people, making you believe that you don't deserve love, you deserve punishment. There's a very strong dynamic of dealing with punishment in love, giving love to someone, and in return, you get some kind of punishment, hardship. The very love language which you have experienced is about tolerating pain is love. Tolerating insult is love. There is a great blockage of emotions for you. And it has been a repetitive patterns. You trying to block yourself emotionally, not expressing your emotions, not expressing love as well. Because love was all about duty. This is what the Ketu shows in Capricorn Navamsha. Lots of responsibilities, duties, and dedication towards the people you love, the partner you love. And the partner had a great control over you through the pain, keeping you in pain. Denial about what you do, what you offer in love. So in this life, when it comes to love, marriage, the duty, the commitment, the responsibility the love requires, it makes you feel drained. It makes you feel afraid. It feels so tiring and full of fatigue. Because this is what you are doing in love. Ketu shows the past. It shows the wounds in love you carry and you are constantly giving. Like when it comes to family, when it comes to everyone, you are the one who is carrying the weight, the burden. And now the love looks like weight. In this journey, the relationship may start looking like a lot of burden which you are carrying single-handedly. So there is lack of expression of your emotions. Sometimes even you don't know what you want. Sometimes even you don't know what you are feeling, but you're going through big challenges deep within. That emotional fulfillment is missing in the connections. And this is what you are healing in this life, to open up. You have Rahu in Cancer, to open up again, to feel love, to feel the security in love. It is this mindset of love demands so much of energy and efforts, and you have this struggle of receiving love as well. Even if the life offers you love, now it's so hard to take it, to feel it, to live in that love, because somehow there is a sense of unworthiness, or maybe this constant agitation that now it looks like love, but after that it may be again the same responsibility. So when it comes to taking something from others, receiving something from others, whether it's respect, value, love, someone doing anything for you in love, it looks like manipulation. It looks like a task that no, it's love means duty. Love doesn't mean taking something. So that receiving aspect of you is also blocked, because constantly what you experienced in love was duty. What your soul is rejecting with respect to love is the entry of love in your life. Or maybe instantly you think that my love should be long term, and in that sense you miss opportunities to see, to flourish, to grow in a connection. So this is what you are healing. Not everything is yours to do in the relationship. You can happily feel the love, live in love, experience love, working on the emotions. This is where you have to work the most, to express yourself, to open up your heart again. And also see how Saturn is placed. Your Ketu is in the Saturn Navamsha. So Saturn, where it is, the sign placement, the house placement in the D9, that shows which area you have to heal in this life. Okay, that house, that Navamsha of Saturn will give you a direction that this is where you have to bring changes in life. In marriage, that house shows certain responsibilities which may look like a weight to you, burden to you, and how to shift that. Ketu in Aquarius Navamsha, which means Ketu in the sign of Aquarius in the D9 chart. The very core feeling of someone who carries Ketu in Navamsha is the one who carries a very deep craving of love, a very honest, deep love. And this is something you want. This is something which makes you feel very strong. You know that it will bring the strength I need in life. But the very essence of Ketu in Aquarius Navamsha is also a great idea of love, idealizing what they want in love, but not allowing themselves to connect to people. There is a very deep disconnection which comes with the Ketu in Aquarius Navamsha, because there is a history, there is a past you have seen, you have witnessed, where you're not being treated equally. You're not being treated as very worthy of the love. You're not someone who says yes to everything. You use your own mind, you use your own logic. So you're very different, because you don't follow the regular stuff, like the regular rules and conditions, the regular path people take. You are different. So there's a fear in love that when I will be in love, when there's a connection, that the other person will change my path. The other person may impose his or her expectations, way of living on me. So there's a deep detachment Ketu and Navamsha, Aquarius Navamsha people may carry. There's a deep desire to be loved, to experience pure love. But that patience, because Ketu is in the Rahu Navamsha and even Saturn Navamsha, so that patience, that that way of living in a relationship where the love changes you, it expects you to change, it expects you to grow, it expects you to evolve, that is not a very healthy and easy process for you. Every person looks like a limitation. Every connection may look like some kind of a force stopping you from growing in life. So, Ketu in the Aquarius Navamsha shows that love stopped you. There is a repetitive pattern of love relationships stopping you to go on your very own decided path, to follow what you truly want in life. They were very full of boundary and attachment. So it shows even some kind of uh, defamation, like someone defaming you. That is also a very part of the wound you carry in love. Like all you did was love, but it brought some kind of social injustice to you. You have faced that. So you fear that people judging you when you are in love, when you choose a partner, people judging your relationship. So Ketu here makes you very disconnected and detached, despite of needing love in life. And also Ketu in Navamsha in the Aries. Oh God, Aquarius, why are you so tough? So Ketu in Aquarius Navamsha. Also, the big struggle here, the big wound here is not knowing what you want. Or if you know what you want, the ability to decide that this is where I want to go and I must do it, that action is not happening from you. So what you need to heal is balancing your connection with people, talking to people, connecting to people, understanding your needs in love. That is what you need to heal. You have to heal this aspect of relationship where you have to grow, you will evolve, you will change in love. Not everyone wants to change you and stop you, but it is a task to grow and evolve. Your love may demand this situation where you have to face the social norms, the people opposing your love, the people going against your relationship. You may face it, but you have to outgrow that, you have to face it. So if you have the Ketu in the Aquarius Navamsha, then see how Rahu and Saturn are placed. Saturn shows what restricts you in love. Saturn shows the social judgment entering into a relationship. Rahu shows the fears you may have about relationship and how you can outgrow them. If you have Ketu in the Navamsha of Pisces, which means Ketu in the sign of Pisces in the D9 chart, the soul is learning about the importance of yourself in love, the importance of what you give in love, what you have to offer. It shows a journey and the wounds which are about dealing with people who were unavailable. Physically, they were unavailable. Emotionally, they were unavailable in your life. Fantasizing over a love, over a person who is not available, who is not maybe dedicated towards you. Looking into the potential of love, but not attracting the right person, or the actions of that person who looks so nice to you, you're not getting that effort from that person. So Ketu in the Pisces Navamsha shows betrayal, healing the wound of betrayal in love. It's not just a betrayal you might have seen from someone, but also there's a betrayal of your very own self. Like it looked like you betrayed yourself in order to attain love for someone. So that kind of wound the soul carries, and this is what you are learning. Ketu in Pisces shows no more living in fantasy when it comes to love and relationships. To see the reality, what the other person is showing to you, how the other person is treating you, not looking at the potential in those connections where the people are not available to you, or they are not giving you the right actions and the right respect to you. So it's about losing yourself, and this is very true for even the Ketu in Aries. But there it was the loss of identity. Here it is the loss of mind and emotions. The very faith towards you, you have been losing that. You have faced isolation in love. You have faced abandonment in love. And in this life, the Ketu brings the fear of abandonment in relationships. And because of that fear, you will do everything for the other person. Even you may tolerate the domination. You may tolerate the actions of that person which doesn't align with you. So this is all you have to heal: your emotions, your mind, to trust yourself. Ketu may bring certain fears about confrontation. You may, in this life, you may imagine a lot about love. You may fantasize a lot about a connection with someone, but you may not completely dedicate yourself to that connection, that reality. When it comes to meeting that person, living a life with that person, it scares you. So in this journey, the Ketu may bring multiple connections where there might be great fantasy, and you don't have to buy that fantasy. You don't have to just go with your illusions to see the real, to see the real person, to see the real person who is making right efforts for you. Ketu in Pisces Navamsha shows dealing with someone who is very different from you. Your perspective, this person's perspective is very different. Your ability to how to work in life, how to see life, how to take actions will be very different. And that brings the adjustment is required in the relationship. So what you're trying to heal when it comes to Ketu in Pisces Navamsha, it is about a love, a connection which brings more understanding of yourself. Something which will wake you up from slumber. You don't have to completely break yourself in the connection, because you have done that. So practice boundaries, practice healthy boundaries when it comes to love, where to say no, where to stop people. And you don't have to give up on yourself. You don't have to completely dissolve yourself for the other person. The right person will awaken you. The right person will tell you, see, this is about you, this is about you, which is so great, and this is something which I don't like. You can work on it. A right person will not leave you when you are at the lowest. That is what love is. So repetitive patterns of love where the other person is not fully available, and that may even reflect in this life. And Jupiter, just see where Jupiter is placed in the Navamsha, in which house, in which sign it is placed. That will also tell you what to heal and how to heal in the connection.